Hello and welcome to Move the Line Prop Drop Show, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm Ryan Noonan, joined by my friends Connor Allen, John Hyslop. We are back again. Conference Championship Week, Final Four, to talk about the best way, the most profitable way to bet on NFL football, and that is through player props. 2 more shows to go. This one, and we will be back bye week next week, I believe, and we haven't talked about it. We'll probably just come back on the Friday before the Super Bowl to talk all the props for the Super Bowl, exotics, all the crazy menus that we get for Super Bowl. If you're hanging out with us now on YouTube, jump in the chat. Let us know what your favorite prop look is for the week. Subscribe to the channel. 4 for 4 bets on the YouTube channel. Move the Line wherever you listen to podcasts. From Vegas, joining us this week, Connor Allen. What's up, buddy?
What's good? Yeah, coming to you live from the Paris. I just had a great brunch this morning. Big Friday brunch guy. And should be a good day of gambling. Lost my ass last night, but that only means one thing. You can only go up from here, right, Slop?
Yeah, I mean, you got to get down before you can get up. That's just how it works. So you already took care of you're halfway home,
Yeah, you do.
That's what the people are saying, is that we're due. So, craps, I mean, it was just like 7 every other roll. He's like, you load up the board, 7 first roll, just bad luck right out the rip. So we had an early retirement, but it's all right. Ready to get back at it.
Nice. I don't even know how to play craps.
Dude, it's never too late to learn. Awesome game.
Sounds like you had a lot of fun yesterday.
Normally not. It's normally not that bad, but I mean, I would say it's the best table game, like vibes-wise overall. I think blackjack's fun, but I don't know. Craps, like when everyone's winning, is just electric. Like everyone's going wild. You'll never bond with a stranger like you would over craps. It's electric.
Yeah, I'm not just table games. Period. Maybe craps might be different. But blackjack, I don't like to sit there and think the whole time.
Are you a slots guy?
No. Sports
Good.
bet. I'll just go to the book, find a bet, and I'll just hang out there for literally hours, just finding more bets. But it's the whole I got to keep thinking. That's why I don't even like live betting, because it's just I'm done thinking. I already thought, and I put my money on what I thought, and that's it. You know what I mean? But having to make decisions, I'm drinking now. It turns into a problem.
That's honestly fair. I need some bets for tonight and tomorrow because I leave Sunday, so I'm not gonna be able to cash any NFL tickets. I might have to mail any in. I'm still gonna bet them, but I'm not gonna. So I need some plays for tonight and tomorrow. Is there anything to bet on, like NBA or
NBA? Luke Kennard is gonna go off tonight. Yeah, I mean just off.
Perfect.
I hope
everybody
let me write
that down.
With that game brings their umbrellas, because it's gonna be a show. All right. So there is that.
30 plus, 30 plus, 40 plus.
I'd say let's go 20 burger. I mean, his standard line's 12 plus 105. So 20 burgers probably good for him. Then maybe grab a Desmond Bain assist prop before they announce Ja out, because that's gonna happen. He ain't playing.
Okay.
And
we got Patrick here.
That's 2.
I love that. Islanders puck line, Dallas Stars money. I mean, this is great. I'm betting all these.
It's what we need.
I mean, Tommy's also mentioning, I don't know if you didn't grab pre-tournament Ludwig, the Farmers. I don't know, I don't believe this. Ludwig's holding on and taking this down this week. So, you probably still get plus 170, maybe 2-1 on Ludwig to win if you didn't get the pre-flop 11s on betspertsgolf.com, which you should be tailing and following. So
great
coming off of a 75-1 winner last week as well. So we're trying to go back-to-back on the winners, Ludwig in the league. So yeah, you see a little struggle. The wind was awful yesterday. Everyone was struggling. So not worried about it. It's going to come back. He's built for this course. So yeah, it's early. It's the weekend golf-wise. So Connor, the people also want to get a follow-up on last week's death draft that you did not update us on. I did see the board. I do think you got a couple of good ones in there. So if you want to give us a little bit of a rundown on how that went for you.
Yeah, I kind of did the youngs and old approach. So I did a mix of some high risk, very volatile players where if they were to fall ill, I would probably just win automatically. All it takes is one. And I also got some layups, So I went Luigi Mangione first round. The United Healthcare CEO killer. I don't know. I just think there's a chance that he gets chopped in prison. And then Clint Eastwood, second round. 95, but not doing so hot. Interesting. So I actually got. So we have a rule where you can get vetoed on someone if half the people don't know who it is. So someone can request a veto, and you have like a raise of hands if they know who it is. My third round pick was Lee Corso, and I got vetoed, or they tried to veto me on this. I was like,
they tried to. Why? What was the reason?
Because people didn't know who he was.
Yeah, people didn't know who he was. I was flabbergasted. I was like, Lee Corso is like more famous than like 75% of the people that have already been picked. Like this guy's on television every week. So it was not the male audiences that requested that, the ones that are not watching ESPN. So it was honestly fair, I think. But yeah, so I had him, Donald Trump, Conor McGregor. I took Tua, Nancy Pelosi. Joe Exotic is in prison and not doing very well. Tiger King. And then Warren Buffett, and then last round pick, my favorite pick every year, Lizzo. So, probably not going to die, but not a good person and wildly overweight, so don't like her.
That's not bad. I kind of like Joe Exotic.
Yeah, look, I'm not making a political statement here. You got Trump in the 4th round.
5th round, I think. No, 4th round. Fourth round. Thank you very much. I mean,
you tried to kill him twice.
Yeah, twice. Yeah. Like one time was like way too like what are you doing? Like how?
So I mean that feels like a good pick, man.
Yeah, solid.
In the 4th round.
I was shocked he was still on the board, to be honest. I had shouted FSM for Joe Exotic. They were like, I farmed out some of my picks here. The only one that was from FSM specifically was Joe Exotic, because I had him like the 10th round or 8th round. He's like just apparently really doing poorly in prison. So I mean, it makes sense. The guy's a huge pansy. I don't know if you guys watch the show.
I mean, does anybody really do well in prison though? You know what I mean? Like, but there is.
Did you see the Silk Road guy that got let go? He looked like he was like fresh out of, like he looked fine. Like he was like in some nice PJs.
You turn around quick whenever there's like no bars around you. You know what I mean? Like, oh, looking good.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to post one on the board too. So,
you know why they let that guy out? Like besides like that I don't know. I'm wondering. I don't know. Like I'm trying to feel like why.
Like, why I don't understand what the reasoning was. Yeah.
Yeah. Like why? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you show up. You're now the president. Here we are. We're here. Let's get the Silk Road guy out. It's like, all right, God damn, that's pretty high on the list. Like so. Like why?
First day.
I mean, it's cool. I'm not saying he shouldn't have got out. I think everyone knows what I'm saying. It's just like what was the rush there?
I don't know. I have plenty of friends who were buying shit off Silk Road with Bitcoin back in the day.
You can get Percocets off of there, dude. I mean, I heard.
Yeah,
I heard. Yeah.
Hypothetically, from a friend of a friend,
it was just right to your house, dude. It was like, whoa.
Actually, all safe. No fentanyl on that. Still living right now, so we survived that.
No, so that's cool. No, I just wondered that. Did they do JFK yet? Is that coming? Like they signed something like releasing JFK files, but like, are they out? Like, can we read them yet? Does anyone know?
I don't know, to be honest. I didn't read them. Did you read them, Nan? I didn't spend.
No, I believe.
I don't think you can read them. I think he just signed saying that they will be released, but like, I don't know when they're getting released. I thought maybe like yesterday. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that, but in my head, that made the most sense.
I don't know. I mean, what are we gonna find in that? Like, I mean,
I don't know. I think CIA. I would
like
Kalishi or they should sign or put up a market. Like, was it mob or CIA? I'd bet CIA. I think CIA. Yeah, that's the kind of shit I kind of want to bet on now.
This is a damn bird.
That's what I'm saying. For what?
Yeah, like what are we waiting for?
That happened in the 60s. Like, why are we waiting 45 days? Like, what? Like, I don't understand those type. That just seems very arbitrary.
Extra red tape. Yeah, why?
Like,
we waited 60 years. We can probably wait another 45 days, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that logic, but I just don't understand. All right, now we wait 45 days. Like, wait, what are we doing? Like, come on. Like, with this generation too is way too instant gratification to be 45 days. That's like 6 years to these kids, dude.
I thought I saw some threads already like explaining what was in it, but they're all fake, I'm sure. Like,
someone's gonna read it before me. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, I don't know what like I want like the real link. You know what I mean? Because like it's gonna get wild.
Oh yeah.
Like once, like because there's gonna be a lot of other links.
It's already wild. So what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my god. 10 minutes in. Sorry, the death draft got us off the rails again here.
It happens. It happens.
Someone suggested an FSM Mongo McMichael, Steve McMichael. I thought that was fantastic.
Well, he was like a second round pick. He was like super early. Yeah. He was Steve Boynton picked him at the 1-2 turn.
That's what it was.
So,
yeah, that's for sure.
No.
Well,
it's tough.
Good luck. Hopefully, you can get at least one over the finish line, get some points. Because I imagine the majority of the people don't score, right? Like,
I mean, 2 people on the list of like 100 or whatever, 150 people passed away last time. So
yeah,
that's still pretty good. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, for those 7 people, not great, but like that's still pretty good. Like you called 7 people dying. That's tough to call. Unless like you're gonna kill them.
Do you know that there's websites dedicated to this stuff? By the way, there's like deathdraft.com, and there's like a list,
but like for death.
Yeah, it's like a expert consensus ranking based on. I'm not even kidding. There's like a voting based on this, and they poll popular votes on who they think is gonna most likely to die, and they rank it by that.
So it is a Fantasy Pros. It's an aggregation.
That's crazy.
Biden ADP,
like their diets and stuff.
Biden was a mid-second rounder. I think it was a little bit of a steal there, to be honest.
Yeah. Wow. You're gonna leave us and start, touting on
deathlist.com.
Yeah. You get your death with badges and your, how much better you are than the consensus. You put in your bio. That's the off-season project for you. So, all right, 12 minutes. Let's talk some football. We made it. You can tell that we only have a couple of games here. It's a little bit tighter. But again, I want to remind the handful of you that watch and listen but don't subscribe. Fix that. Sub to the channel, sub to the podcast, wherever you take that in. Again, 4 bets on the YouTube side. Move the line wherever you listen to podcasts. We appreciate that very much. Like I said, we're probably off next week. We'll be back for Super Bowl week. Unpack, obviously, that extensive menu. If you want to jump in, get a sense of what we have to offer over at 4for4, head over to the plans page, 4for4.com/plans. No discount code. It's already massively discounted for you to check that out. So, all right, Connor.
We could come back and talk JFK or MLK next week if you want. Tommy G.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so good. I would love a Tommy G episode. I mean, I don't know if our sponsors and parent company would love that, but I think
game. Awesome. We're going to talk.
I'd kind of love it too. I mean, it would be such a disaster, but it would be probably really interesting.
Be interesting. I'd like watch it back. One of those where like you watch it back. You're like, I'm not watching this for me. I'm just watching this.
Yeah. How come Noonan's chewing? Yeah, I'd just be over here, just like trying to just make sure I didn't say anything stupid, trying not to get canceled or people don't want they like the grab ass conversations, but they don't necessarily want all of our opinions. This is obviously a very, very delicate time for anyone to say anything that sounds like an opinion or leans one way or another. Try to do our best to stay out of any leans and talk props. So with that in mind, Connor, stay there. Floor is yours. First play, conference championships. What you got?
Yeah, let's rock. I'm going to go with Josh Allen over 9.5 carries. Best odds right now, plus 102 FanDuel, even money Caesars. Everywhere else is like minus 105-ish. I'd play it up to minus 115. Allen, double-digit carries in 5 of 7 career games against Kansas City. 12 earlier this year, even a 9-point win. 8 and 10 carries in 2 playoff games they dominated so far. It's pretty interesting because I think as his career has evolved and as like they've been changing the plays a little bit, he's been super involved in like tush push, super short yardage carry stuff. And obviously around the goal line too, they do like a design run, basically guaranteed every single time they're down there. So I think in that scenario, 4th downs, they've been more aggressive too. So like all these like short yardage scenarios, he's going to get carries in, which I think boosts his possible total here. Obviously kneel downs count. And so I think that there's a lot of different upside here for him to get like 15 plus carries in this. Allen, so far this season, second half of the year, really turned up his rushing volume in huge games as well. 12 carries against Kansas City, 11 against Detroit in a high-scoring win, 10 against the Rams in a high-scoring loss. I mean, again, this is just like, I think double-digit carries here is like a little bit too low here at 9.5 plus money. I thought was some pretty good value.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Looked into it myself. I'm with you there. Slop, any thoughts on Allen?
I don't mind it. That's all I got. I don't mind
It's
it.
enough. It's enough.
It's good enough for me.
It's also plus 102 Slop. So I mean,
it's plus money, so that had me there, and it was not an under, so I was in. Yep.
Yeah, I was looking back at previous, his. You look at games against Kansas City, look at playoff games. There's just a handful of spots where he's just like 10 carries, 12 carries. He's just kind of constantly in that range. So it works for me. I like the price too. Good call out there. Slop, what you got?
I'm going to go Jaden Daniels, 3+ touchdown passes, plus 490 at FanDuel. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, that could happen. Here's the thing. You can't run on the Eagles. Can't do it. All right? Nobody can. No one's been able to. Can't crack that nut. But you can throw touchdowns on them. Jaden Daniels just happened to throw 5 last time he played him. That's not bad. That's 2 more than what we need. So we would have been bowing out way before he even got to the 5th one. I think the Redskins somehow just have the it factor. I think they're going to be able to kind of move the ball a little bit on them. I mean, what they just did to the Lions, not that the Lions were so great defensively, but go back since Thanksgiving. This Daniel's been throwing 2+ like every single game, except for the last week of the season against Dallas, which doesn't even count because he didn't even play the whole game. But I mean, you're seeing 2s, 3s everywhere. Kid looked all right last week. Should be a desperation time. I bet you they trail, so you're going to see some throwing. 3+ at almost plus 500 is not that crazy.
Connor, it could happen.
The rationale there was, I don't know, I like it or whatever. What did you say? That quote was
I don't know. It could happen.
Yeah, I don't know. It could happen. Put that on a shirt. No, I love it. I think we keep talking about this. It's something we'll talk about after the plays a little bit more. But the first game that they played, Jaden Daniels was like super injured, and I think kind of like skewed a lot of his stats. His ADOT was like 3.9. I just was like, really tough. Then the second game, I mean, he was in comeback mode, but like I don't expect anything different here. I mean, he should just have to crush. So I don't know. There's some, I think, different scenarios where this game can go differently, and the props are not necessarily priced that way. So I think the Daniels overs are pretty interesting. I didn't know how to play it. 3+. Where are you seeing 400 something?
FanDuel. So 3+. I'm on the odds stand.
That's kind of a trash price.
Yeah, over 3.5 is plus 490. ESPN has 450. DraftKings 419. Circa's at 490. But then there's some of these other books are not, like BetOnline plus 334, 340 at Caesars. Caesars knows, dude.
Yeah, Caesars not.
They're not
a great price there.
And they're like, no way. Yeah, I mean that's
490. That's good.
I guess that's what you just said made a lot of sense though. Like where the game could go this route and the props aren't priced that way. That's all I'm really looking for is what are my range of outcomes and which props can take advantage of ones that I think are better than not. You know what I mean? And the Commanders, I don't know. I mean, they could score. I mean, they somehow can score apparently because they've just been doing it all this time now. And the idea that they can't is kind of crazy. I mean, it just is. I mean, what else do they have to do before we start saying, hey, I'll bet into a plus 500 on this guy to throw 3 touchdowns? Not a record, by the way.
Yeah, it's not that much.
Yeah, they think the team total is like 20.5. It just seems a little bit light,
Dude, the same thing, the national title game, not to bring it up. Everyone called me an idiot. Everybody. I was like, Notre Dame scored 20 points. I mean, I don't know that they're going to cover. I don't know that they're going to look great or whatever, but they scored 20. They had 23. Just saying. Weird shit happens, guys.
Like 3 more than you needed.
Yeah, exactly. We could have gave 3 points back.
Yeah.
Still would have won. But you know what? We don't need all these points. Just give me the 20.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think those are nice opportunities where they're not going to be you price into some of the ceiling outcomes, you're going to find some angles here for sure. So yeah. All right. I like it. Next one, first one for me. Coming off just end of the year strong. December was good. We were 6-1 last week. We're almost backdoored that Justice Hill 3 receptions like on the final drive. He had 0 all game, back to back, and then you're like, oh, we're still alive all of a sudden.
We're back. Right.
6-1. We'll take.
I
We'll take
never
it out.
felt so alive.
I know it was.
I was like, dude, this is so good right now because we were dead in the water.
Oh yeah, we were hot for a minute.
I thought he was getting there too. I'm dead serious. I really thought he was going to catch a third one on that drive. This is how this happens.
Yeah,
this is how unders lose right here. Nonsense.
Yeah, no, I was feeling it was perfect on the weekend. I just hit a golf outright. I'm needing a backdoor this last hit. Like I was feeling myself for a minute, so it was definitely felt like, oh no, we're getting home here. This is going to be one of those weeks. No, we didn't, but we didn't go perfect this week. Connor and I are on the same play. Connor and I are in together. That's gone very well. Monotone combo deals. Those things have been pretty good this season. And when we get Connor in on an over, feel good about it too. Austin Eckler, over on receiving yards again. We're going back to the well on a play that worked last week. It's moved a little bit on us, but 25.5. DK, FanDuel, fine with both of them. At least for me last week, part of it was the game script that we thought might happen, but because it didn't even really happen, it was really cool to see Eckler involved early. Like he was targeted twice in that first 15 scripted stuff. So he was part of the plan, caught 4 balls for 41 yards. So again, we only needed 24 last week. We borrowed an extra 17 yards. Did not play in the week 16 game because he was still in concussion protocol, but caught 8 of 9 targets for 89 yards the first time they met. Almost 40% target share in that game. They got Nakobe Dean out for Philly as well. Oren Burks, 95% of the snaps last week for Burks, higher than I was expecting him to be. I think they're going to find a way to target him in the passing game. He's been the closest defender on 18 targets this season. He's allowed 17 receptions on those 18 targets, 119 yards. We don't need a lot for Eckler. So you can get, I think plus 40 in the alts and stuff like that. Very much in play again, just like they were last week. Connor, anything to add?
No, I love it. It's something that we talked about, I think, one of the first plays of the week. Even in the game where Jaden Daniels' ADOT was higher, like in the second game, Eckler didn't play, but I think the running backs were like Brian Robinson, McNichols, and Chris Rodriguez maybe combined for like 8 catches or something like that, or 7 catches. So like with Eckler soaking up more of that role, he's going to have 4 or 5 catches. And he's honestly looked way better since he's come. Like the last couple of weeks, he's looked pretty good. It's kind of the Austin Eckler of old. We've seen him seen some bad games, seen some good games, and I think he's kind of trending up at this point. So wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of Eckler, especially if they fall behind.
I agree with Patrick. I thought it was going to come out. I grabbed this number at open, and then we were talking about it the other day, and it was like, oh no, it's 23.5. Like what? People were betting the under early. I was really surprised to see that. So, yeah, still out there 25. And again, I think 26.5 is out there too. Playable, obviously. Slop, any Eckler thoughts?
I was thinking about going receptions, so I'm in.
Yeah, 3.5. I think is plus money.
Yeah.
So
you get plus 135 for 3. I mean, that was actually my next bet, but plus 135 for 4 receptions. Sorry, at Ballybet.
Yeah,
that's nice.
That's not even a real book, I guess, because they don't care. Like they're just like.
Where do you use Ballybet? Like we're in Vegas?
Now you can use it in Massachusetts. It's basically Bet Rivers, Sugar House.
Oh, okay.
FanDuel has 122, DraftKings has 131, and ESPN has 125. So they're all in that range. But I mean, he's catching 4 balls. Like
Caesars, that's 130 for 3.5. Over 3.5.
He didn't play one game. So we don't really know what would happen there, but the running backs were involved. And then the first game caught 8 balls. I don't know that he catches 8, but
he's already done it though.
Yeah, he's done it. So you can't just be like, yeah, he didn't do it. Yeah, I know. I don't think Bally, like every time I'm on there, I'm like, this doesn't feel like a real book. It's a Canby book. Yeah. So basically your Sugar House, Bet Rivers, any place that you place one bet and beat the closing line, and then the next time you log in, like you can bet $2. That's a Canby book. That's how you know you're at a Canby book.
Exactly. Right? Yep.
So that's just for the kids out there. If you want to know, hey, is this a Canby book? You'll know. You'll know quick.
Not Marcus Canby.
No, different Canby. Yeah. Canby with a K.
Yeah. I love when you can get this too. I love when they do this. On Caesars, you can get over 3.5 for plus 130. Yeah. Or you can get 4+ for plus 117.
Yeah. Sometimes it's even worse on Caesars. It'll be like plus 105 for over 3.5, and then 4+ is minus 178. You're like, wait, like what's happening? Like, why would it be that far off?
Yeah. Yep.
UMass Finest. You remember Lou Rowe, Patrick?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Lou Rowe and Canby. That was a fun team. Cal having to get back the banner. I would have kept the banner. I'd be like, no, you can't have this banner.
Yeah.
But we got some good education going on here in the chat too. Jason Coogan never knew what PPH meant. Paperhead. Just what local bookies use basically, and they have to pay per head that is on their book each week that played each book. So that's where essentially it came from.
So they can use the website. Otherwise, you have to call them. Nobody wants to call them.
Yeah, exactly. You're not doing that. We have a fun question here mid plays. Caleb Danis, what do you think a more niche jersey is? John Kitna Cowboys or Brian Westbrook Niners? Noonan, any thoughts?
I love this game. I love the thought of this game. I love this for it's easier for Slop and I because we're old. So you can think of more.
Yeah, this is tougher for me. Yeah,
random players that played on teams that you would never expect, like a Jerry Rice Seahawks jersey or Randy Moss Titans jersey. Those would be.
Didn't Des Bryant play on like the Ravens or something like that for like a year?
He did.
It was like crazy. So, yeah, like that would be a good one.
He got cut.
Not surprising. Have you seen Des on Twitter, dude? Guys just like popping off about nothing.
Yeah. You know, a fun fact, like I went to follow him and he follows me. And it's like, why would Des Bryant follow me? You know what I mean? It's like, I tell people, I'm telling you right now. I'm like, that was like a great moment in my life.
Yeah.
That was when John Cena, I saw he was following me. And then I saw that he follows like 2 million people. I was like, oh. I was like, I was so fired up at first. Like, that's really him.
Same. I got him on the way up too. I don't think I think he just started following people, so it was like his following count wasn't out of control yet. So I got that screenshot. That's not like super out of control ratio wise.
Yeah,
my son thought I was the coolest.
Dude, I was so like excited. I was like, oh my god, dude! Like, I don't know what I did to get this dude to follow me, but like, that's cool. And then that immediately, I'm like, dude, he's gonna be so disappointed. Like, you know what I mean? And then, then I saw he was following like so many people. I was like, oh, I think he has some sort of software, something going on.
Yeah,
there's no chance that's him. But Des, that is definitely him. Like, yeah, he wants to get into sports betting bad. I was gonna see if I can get him on the Thunderdome. We need to get him in here. Super Bowl.
Oh, that'd be electric. Des Bryant, Super Bowl.
You're more than welcome to come in here.
He rips like 25K bets. I know. I've seen him do that. Like that's and he posts them online.
Little out of my price range. I'm back to doing $50 like half unit bets and then a bunch of $25 parlays. So not quite to the 25K range, but I'm working my way up.
I got the Dylan Betances follow and refused to follow him back as a Red Sox fan. He doesn't follow a ton of people, so. My son's like, you got to follow them back. I'm like, I don't have to follow them back.
That's true. You know who's a good follow? Who's in our like little crowd, but I don't know makes it known. Justin Steele, pitcher for the Cubs, the lefty.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. He likes getting down in the games.
Let's get down. Okay.
Legally, well within the MLB rules. Getting down
for sure. Yeah. Up and up.
But you can just tell by some of the shit he put. You're like, dude, you're in.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
All right, Tim. Betances struck him out in high school. Brutally beat. Yeah.
Oh.
Dude's not getting my follow back. I'm sorry. I was a Yankees reliever for a long time.
I know, but I'm saying in high school, like, did you know?
Big boy.
Sometimes there's those high school pitchers you didn't know. Like, and the next thing you know, you see him in the like. That's happened to me twice. Where I'm like, how the fuck did he? Like, how? Like, you weren't even good.
Yeah.
And then there's one that you knew it was like when they were a freshman. You're like, yeah, that kid's throwing in the major leagues one day.
Yeah, I mean, he was like 6'5" and 2 and change. Like he was probably firing heat in high school. For sure.
Yeah, no, 100 miles an hour. They said, yeah. So he's definitely So you knew. All right.
Yeah.
We had Rick Ankiel at the other high school in our town, Port St. Lucie High School, and like you knew, you was like, all right, he's definitely going pro.
Yeah, before the Ips.
Yeah, right. It was right before that. Yeah. Dude, I had a bunch of people at my house. We were gonna watch that game. You starting?
Oof.
So like we had beers and shit, and like I'm the one that knew him. I was new like in Orlando, and I knew him. So I was like, cool, man, this is gonna be awesome. I brought my buddy, and then everyone at the house really didn't know who it was. And then, yeah, when that ain't happened, it was kind of like, all right. So we're out of here. Like, thanks for having us over.
But he flipped his career. He got, to go back and to like reinvent yourself as an outfielder with that cannon. Yeah, he's wild.
Nah, he didn't. Rick Ankiel didn't party.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Oh, we got Stu, Monotone Stu on the Austin Eckler train as well. So again, 3-way party.
Let's go.
Yeah, we gotta get back on that train.
Yeah, I like that quite
That's
a
what
bit.
we were talking about again.
All right. Yeah, whatever. Slop, so you that was your last one you had was Eckler?
Yeah, the last one I was Eckler. I think he could catch 4 balls, possibly 5. I mean, I don't think it's that crazy. Like 5 receptions, it's like plus 300 somewhere. Hang on, I'll find it. Oh,
yeah,
where's that Bally bet? Hang on,
I was thinking
I'll
for
get a real book. 250 or 295 at DraftKings. He could catch 5 passes.
I feel like citing like Ballybet is like citing like WinBet or like Flip, where they just like got like these like stone cold boomers running the lines where they just don't move anything. So like it's like, oh yeah, this is like what it opened at DraftKings like a week ago. But like, like Flip you could actually get down on for a while, but now I think they're chopping everyone with a pulse. Which again, I've really come around on this. I used to be like very much like, oh, you limit everyone, it sucks, which it totally sucks, but like they have to make money, right? Like they're for-profit businesses. So like
that's
I understand it now. It's just like annoying as fuck for us because we're just like, hands tied. But like, I get it because they got like these arbors, just like blasting as much as they can on odd screens, just like blasting stale lines. But I guess their response is just to be better. That's an option too.
That would work.
They can be better. Yeah.
So no, I'm on the fence. Like it's more of like I get it, but like give everybody $100. Like I don't even bet $100.
Right. Yeah.
$100 is like my unit. Like, that's my bet. I think that's going to happen bet. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even that much money. Like, when you think about it. Like, the idea
I would love $100
it's
from
like
draft.
$1.28. You're like, well, what? You know what I mean? Like, that does not even remotely close. Like, meet me somewhere close to the middle.
Yes. It's wild. But yeah. And back to Caleb's question is a good question. I appreciate the shout to Caleb. I'm going to go Kitna here because,
we never answered that.
Yeah, we totally ignored it. Sorry, Caleb.
I'm gonna go. No, I mean I started thinking about like I named a bunch of other dudes.
Dez.
Yeah, Ewing's on the Magic, or Olajuwon as a Raptor. There's definitely some good ones that you wouldn't think of for sure. NFL side too. So yeah, thanks, Caleb.
I'd go Kitna.
Yeah,
he won me a fantasy. I don't think he won me a title. It wasn't the playoffs, but it was during the season down the stretch where he had to start. I think he was with the Bengals, maybe the Lions, somebody. And man, he was going off.
Yeah. Oh, topical. Bob McNabb on the Skins. It's topical. So.
Yeah. Jamal Charles. Shaq with the Celtics is a good one.
Shaq with Celtics is a good one.
No, that was Shaq's. He was terrible. That
was a lot of Shaq.
Yeah. I don't. Hey, C-Mac, I don't have a tight end. Like, I guess you could go Goddard, but I don't know. I think they just want to run with Barkley 1,000 times, and I don't know that the Redskins can play the lead. I don't think the Redskins tight end. If you want to bet on Zach Ertz and watch him run around, like that's good. I don't know if that's going to be that fun. And the other game, dude, the Bills don't even care about Kincaid anymore. Like it's just he's just like whatever. I mean, maybe you could go Knox longest reception just for the vibes, but like there's not a lot going on, man, in the whole tight end game right now. Yeah. They're not the Redskins. They're whatever. I got grandfathered in. Like the Redskins my whole life, and then I'm in my mid-40s, and all of a sudden we're the football team, then we're the Commanders. You're also the
like talking to my grandpa right now. It's like, I didn't know it was anything else. Like, I just got used to calling them the Redskins.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do? It's forever. Those helmets were sweet. You remember those helmets? They were sweet.
Mm-hmm. They were.
Fields was good. I don't think there's anything wrong with
it. I think the people who wanted to change would probably disagree with you, but to each their own.
Other than them. I'm just saying we made it a long time before we started even talking about this. Like it was a lot. Dude, this happened in when I was an adult, dude. I was a child watching them play. Remember the Posse?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Gary Clark,
Gary Clark was awesome.
Ricky Sanders, get some.
Art Monk.
Those were Redskins.
Yeah,
and they were amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Noonan, you have 2 more, right? You have 2 more, don't you? Still, or one more, right?
More what?
I'm
What are we
flabbergasted by Patrick's thought here. Yeah, Connor, you had nothing else, right?
No, I'm good. Mine was Eckler and Allen one. So
Okay. All right. Make sure I can bet this here. It's tricky. It's gonna be tricky to build some parlay action here too, but we can get into it. See if we can get some. Maybe we just get one over the finish line too. We just pick 2-3 things, and we just get a taste of a W. Just see what it feels like for a minute here.
Fun.
Yeah,
Parlays are fun to win.
It's not been our strength this year. All right.
just water it down. Have you seen those conversations?
Yeah, I love to
Just
water it down. Yeah,
just water it down, bro.
Watering it down, and they won. I love that. That's my favorite. The water it down crowd.
Because people are posting their parlay slips, like their 12-leg parlays, and then they're like, "Well, we didn't win, but if you watered it down, you won." And like all these people are like praising them, like for watering it down.
No,
and
they'll post the watered down one. That's not even theirs. They found it in the Discord. Somebody sent it to them, and then they'll post it like, "Dude, one of our guys watered it down." And you're like, "Yeah, but that's not yours. Like, that's not what you told me to bet." Like, so I don't get it.
Yeah. Right. So just water it down all the way to like minus 300 per player, and then instead of the plus 300 that we recommended, and I bet you'll see some more winners. Probably long-term negative EV, but so is losing every play, which is what we've been doing. So I don't know. Who knows?
We lose less.
I just think it's funny.
We lose way less. You know what I mean? Like that's the key to parlays. People don't talk about that. The longer shot that is, the less you lose.
Did you see Book It with Trent started betting straights and then lost 14 in a row? I almost replied to him and was like, you would have lost less if you parlayed them all because you would been betting less. Like it was $100 on 3 to 4 each week.
Exactly.
0-14. Incredible. All right, sorry.
Daniel, post the ticket, big dog. Where's your ticket? You got Twitter?
Come on, Daniel.
What's your ROI, Daniel?
Dude, people do this all the time. People come and slop all the time for this, and he just shoves a screenshot in everyone's face, and people just still keep coming back. Like,
I don't think he has Twitter. This guy. We were talking to him.
Oh, this is the same guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised he still has a computer. If he faded.
Damn it, Daniel.
Got repoed.
Each their own. All right.
I still like it, Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel's still okay here. I wouldn't fade slop. Don't think it's going to be profitable for you long term based off of his continued slips. People going the same thing. Patty Mahomes. He's pretty good at football. Over 36.5 passing attempts. Minus 113 FanDuel, DraftKings. Better price on MGM if you can get down there. Builders in the same range. This is commonly available across the board. I don't make NFL offensive projections. I know how to. I know where I would start. And I went into it a little bit here. And if you kind of do a little bit of the math, looking at plays per game, Buffalo's plays against, time of possession, pass rate for Kansas City. You can even take in a little bit of pass rate over expectation. I think this should probably be 36.5. I came out to like 39.06 or something like that. But second league in pass rate over expectation from week 11 on, when really the rushing attack has kind of gotten worse. Since week 13, they're 31st in rushing success rate, just 35.8%. But their pass rate over expectation since week 11, 10.93%. That's massive. They are leaning on it, and I think they're going to lean on it here. They're not getting a lot of Kareem Hunt. I think it's clear that Pacheco is not himself at this point. We've seen this the last back of the season. Mahomes topped this line 9 of the last 10 regular season games. Christian Benford might be out here. He's in concussion protocol. Did not practice again today on Friday, which is a problem. They're going to have like Kyer Elam, who has not been able to get on the field for 2 years as a former first-round pick, start. They're already without Taylor Rapp in the back half. They're having to start a rookie at safety, Cole Bishop. Just a lot of things that look like path of least resistance for Kansas City is on the arm of Patrick Mahomes. So don't have to worry about efficiency here. We just need attempts over 36.5. Available everywhere. Slop, any thoughts?
I love it. I love that you're doing offensive stuff. Let's do offensive guys, man.
Connor, any thoughts there? I know you kind of liked it when I shared it with you earlier.
Yeah, well, I mean, I played Pacheco under, which I think is the same kind of theory, right? It's like they can't run the ball. Pacheco sucks. Kareem Hunt still
Yeah.
sucks, but just sucks less than Pacheco right now. I mean, they just can't run the ball. Even against the Bills, I think Hunt had like 14 carries for like 50 something yards. Maybe he was like a little less than 4 yards per carry, around 4 yards per carry, which is not very good against a Buffalo defense that is not supposed to be very good run defense wise, but their numbers are actually okay. They just got trounced by like Derrick Henry and I think one or two other guys who were actually a good running team. So I don't think that Kansas City falls to that. Yeah, I like the Mahomes passing overs for sure. I was trying to figure out which pass catchers to pair it with. So I think there's like upside for like Hollywood, who played like a ton last week, like 70-80% route rate. Worthy's like seeing a ton of targets. Kelsey, he didn't look like the Kelsey of old, but he performed like the Kelsey of old, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of looked like Jason Witten out there a little bit, dad running. But I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite one to like go back to pass catcher wise.
I saw it's kind of different in the same vein though. Hollywood, I think, is like 20-1 to lead the weekend in receiving yards.
It's not bad.
Feels not bad, you know. It's always really hard to price what those true price should be on those. But that felt a little bit higher than I was thinking it was going to be. So we'll see.
Nice. I like that one. Sorry, go for it.
No, I'm just so annoyed. I'm just trying to bet this. I got one more play. It's just so dumb. Can't even bet it.
Don't even say it. Just,
what is it?
Like, I mean, is it only DraftKings? SAC?
DraftKings and FanDuel have this line. I'm going to play Frankie Louvu, the Commanders, over a quarter of a sack. It's plus 201 on DraftKings. It is plus 155 on FanDuel. So pretty big discrepancy. But Louvu is he's really just an edge rusher who plays off-ball linebacker. Again, we're coming off of a game last week. Every Philly offensive lineman allowed at least 4 pressures and gave up a sack. It's pretty wild. They've been a pretty good offensive line. I know that Rams front has been really good, but that's rough. Hurts, his pressure to sack rate this season is 23.5%, 6th highest in the league. He's like 14 to 17% every year that he's been in the league. Massively up this year. And now we know he's clearly not 100%. Like he's in a knee brace. He's limping around. He got rolled up on. So it's just not a spot where, Hurts is going to be bobbing and weaving. Louvu led all linebackers with 8 sacks and 29 pressures. His 213 total rush attempts this season is the 3rd most by any off-ball linebacker since Next Gen Stats has been doing this. So back to 2016. He got 2 sacks the first time they met. He's just lining up basically on passing downs, 3rd and 4th down. He's lining up as an edge rusher on 2/3 of the defensive snaps. So he's an edge rusher basically. So like this at 2-1. I love it. Happy with plus 150 on FanDuel as well, which you probably have to go and bet since DraftKings is a little stingy on Friday afternoon prop that they've had posted for 6 days. So cool. Yeah.
Just kidding. We love him. We love him. We love him. Big fans.
Shout out DraftKings, sponsor of the show.
This is just all-time comment right here. Different sack magnet than Joe Exotic. I mean, that is so good.
That's really good.
We got a follow-up here. Thoughts on Jalen Carter?
Love Jalen Carter. Jane Daniels not been taking a lot of sacks. Now the path with interior offensive line injuries for the Commanders, you could sell me on that for sure. Jalen Carter is a beast. The problem is that dude soaks up all the attention and lets dudes like Milton Williams run free and Nolan Smith get one-on-one. And so Carter's that dude that like you're going to see collapse the pocket, drive the quarterback into someone else that gets the sack. It's so annoying. But I don't hate the plus money price. Yeah.
Love it.
Commanders team over 2.5. I like that. You could take some alts on FanDuel has that alt on sacks. Like I think 5+ sacks is like plus 320. I don't hate that at all. So
yeah, I mean, you have good point. Hurts playing on a bad knee. I really was looking at under 7.5 rush attempts. I mean, there's certainly there's already a lot baked in there. His normal line is like 8.5, 9.5, somewhere in that range. So 7.5. I mean, knee brace. Yeah, Brian mentioned it here. He's going to be playing with a knee brace. He looked a little gimpy in practice. I just worry that it doesn't matter. I mean, they just shoot these guys up with so much drugs. Like, I mean, he's just going to power through it. If he's playing like and his instincts kick in, he's probably going to try and run. So I just couldn't do it, but it could take him lead to more sacks. So
Yeah,
it was just kind of a stay away from me, even though my under senses were tingling. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Ty's got this in the chat. Shout out to Ty. Luvu plus 229 on Builder. You're going to find over a half a sack on any other books. So Caesars, all those other ones. DraftKings and FanDuel, it's over a quarter of a sack. So if they get a half a sack, you still cash. So that's why the FanDuel or the DraftKings price, it helps a lot. So I don't hate that though, for sure. I think he should probably be priced, closer to maybe 120 plus 130 or so. So I don't hate that.
Yeah. So if he gets half a sack and he bet over half a sack, you lose technically still, right? Because it's like over half. I guess that would
Push.
be, that would make sense. Oh, it's a push. Okay, it's all right.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, then it's still worth a pop. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
I do have something to run by you guys though, real quick. So something we talked about in the chat a little bit, or in our Slack chat. I think that there's some interesting SGP scenarios if like the Eagles are forced to throw it all, because Jalen Hurts' passing prop is like 179 at some spots, 180. AJ Brown's at 60 yards. Dallas Goedert's at 40 yards. Like, if the Commanders get up at all, or something happens, or just like, I mean, the Eagles have come out throwing multiple times already. I put together some that it was like Jalen Hurts 225 yards, AJ Brown 70 yards, Dallas Goedert 50 yards, which is like what their lines have been basically routinely the last 3 years essentially. And that's like 10-1, 12-1. So like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going super hard on it, but I think there's some fun upside scenarios. Like, what if Jane Daniels comes out and hits a bomb like they did against Detroit? And that's why we lost the golf pass attempt under, is because, Detroit fell behind, had to throw 40 times instead. If that happens to Jalen Hurts, he's going to throw for like 300 yards, and everyone's going to smash their overs. And I mean, there's like some serious upside in that, because these numbers are just like insanely low. And like, even though a normal scenario, Saquon probably runs for 150, 25, 28 carries. But there's a little volatility there. Stu posted a great stat too. Like, I think it was like they've been stopped for 2 yards or less on their runs on like nearly 40% of their runs against Washington. He just hit a couple of big home runs. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of more uncertainty here than I think that what's projected in the numbers. I'm not exactly sure the best way to play it, but it's probably a couple of SGPs, or I played some DFS with some Hertz stacks for anyone still grinding those streets. I don't know, kind of fun.
I like it. You can also, in that sense, what you're talking about has a Commanders team total leg over, right? Because this is kind of the scenario we're talking about, right? You can get into Slop's leg of Jane Daniels 3 touchdowns. Like, there's some, these things are the other side of the correlation that pushes Hurts to start popping. So, we can just build a SGP for each game.
Literally, yeah. I put together our thing so far, but it's only because Caesars is basically all I can bet here. Well, yeah. So Josh Allen rush attempts, so 13 rush attempts I did is plus 390. We could water it down, but 13 to plus 390 I thought was pretty interesting. Mahomes, they don't let you alt pass attempts, so just 36.5 pass attempts I put in there. Daniels 3+ touchdowns, shout out Slop, and then Eckler 5 receptions. That's 100-1. Just those 4 legs. So
let's do it. It's good.
I mean, that seems great to me. 100-1 on 4 legs. That's great. Slop, what do the kids think back there? Are they into it?
No, the dog. So the older dog went into the younger dog's cage, and now the younger dog not happy. So yeah, we're gonna see how this plays out. Probably not gonna be good for me, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. No, but it's like you said, you got to build these like you're building a DFS lineup. You know what I mean? If you're trying to build an SGP, then go with something that, if you want to go contrarian, then just start looking at it from the opposite way the spread is, and then go work backwards. So that would mean Daniels with his touchdown passes. If that happens, that means Hurts with his. So that's against what everybody else is going to be playing, for the most part. Obviously, there's going to be some guys that are going to do the same thing, but you can build nice ones like that can easily get home only because you were just thinking contrarian. That's all. But you're getting paid for it, price wise. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole reason why you would do it in the first place.
if you did that in the Lions game, I mean, you probably would have crushed. Like, I mean,
Yep.
again, Goff 40 pass attempts or whatever. I think he got to 39, which he didn't even get to the last drive, which sucked because we had the under. But I mean, like all those
Diami
overs
Brown?
would have been good. Yeah, Diami Brown. Like, I think there's a lot of juice there if you think differently on these games, which I think there is an opportunity with this Eagles game.
I like
Yeah,
Jason uncorrelated
It's
here.
for all of them. Like every game, there's an opportunity. I mean, they're not always going to hit, but I'm saying if when you start building them like that, you really start to kind of see the board a lot differently. And then also too, you see overlapping opportunities where like, well, this fits for the contrarian approach, but this also fits for this one. So now that's a play, and that's just kind of how I go about it.
Totally. Mahomes alts on yards, I think, is pretty interesting too. Patrick's mentioned that. Plus 275 and over 300 yards. Like if they can't run the ball, maybe Buffalo gets ahead. I mean, Mahomes could throw for like 350. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
What if both of them? Like what if both of them have long passes early on, something going, and it just turns into just one of those games? Well,
I'm telling you, the Christian Benford is 5th in PFF grade this season. He is a legit difference maker at corner for them. It's not just their starting corner. We're talking about actually one of the best coverage corners in the league. Him being out is massively impactful. Friday, still in concussion protocol. The concussion was like the fourth quarter. Not that it matter if it's the first quarter, but like I don't think he's getting out of concussion protocol in time. So
he wasn't even at practice today. Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, so that's a big thing for Mahomes, Chiefs specific type passing props. So that's why I think like the Hollywood to lead the day and receiving yards, considering there's really no clear Bills guy, right? Like these dudes are all just sharing 40% snaps. Then you have the Eagles that we're not sure if they're going to pass. And then it's McLaurin, it's Diami Brown exploding or something like that. Like, I don't know. You're up probably against Kelsey and Worthy, right? Now all of a sudden we're talking about the top 3 options are probably coming from the same squad. We should probably be looking at Mahomes 300 plus numbers. So I like it. Good call out.
Yeah. So Daniel AJ Brown dropped 2 long passes, too busy reading books. Yeah, that's for sure. I think we got to everything in the chat here pretty much too that I had starred. It was everything here. This is one I had starred again. This is cracked me up. All right. I don't have anything else. You guys have anything else?
No, that's a good rule. What, 4 legs, 100 to 1?
Yeah, 4 legs, 100 to 1. I'm gonna run downstairs here and bet it. And then I mean I can screenshot and send it to you guys right now as well. So
definitely do that.
Like it.
I hate how you have to re-download apps in Vegas. It shit blows.
Yeah, that ain't good.
Vegas is low-key sucks to bet in sports. Like it's just annoying. Like it used to be just the absolute nuts because you could come here and do everything. Now mobile gaming has just spoiled us so much.
Yeah, ruin the whole thing. Yep. All right, love it. Great stuff as always. Find Slop on Twitter at Slop Rules. Find Slop on YouTube. Just Google High Slop. You find all of his stuff. We'll come back and do it all again in a couple of weeks over the Super Bowl. So for Slop and Connor, I'm Ryan. Thanks, everyone.